Welcome back, adventurers, to another episode of A Here's Guide to Asgartha. I'm Nick.
And I'm Chili.
And I still have this stupid cough, so you'll have to excuse me if I go off. Dude, it's insane. But hopefully these Muna hippies can give me like a natural herbal remedy to get rid of it.
Is it hippie
we're
or
doing
hipsters?
Muna.
Is it hippie or... I think it's hippie for these guys. They're definitely not hipsters.
No, they're definitely hippies. They're definitely tree huggers and weed. Dude, these guys absolutely know how to smoke a blunt. Are you kidding me? These guys 1,000,000% know the best strains that you can find in Asgartha. Are you kidding me?
At Tarun and you can tell she's having a
Now that's profiling. And if anybody has watched Blue Collar Comedy Tour, there's a guy named Ron White.
Good.
And he made a joke, and he's like, and that is profiling, and profiling is wrong. But he does it with like this thick Southern accent. You know, anyway, if anybody remembers that tour, you'll know what I'm talking about. I make so many references. That's my ADHD, by the way.
All good, man. All good. I wish I knew a lot of these references you make, but unfortunately, I'm just not that smart.
You're Australian, that's why. Don't worry about it too much.
I use that as an excuse. Good work.
Yeah. So, with Muna, we have the head hipster herself. Sorry, not head hipster. The head hippie. The H squared, if you will. Ooh. Turun and Bene. So, Turun is when you make a gift, you may exhaust me to also receive it. That's incredibly stupid.
Yeah, one thing of note that I did not know when I first started playing it is ignore my ability during the first day.
Yeah.
So, you do not get the benefit day one. I tried many times thinking there was issues on BGA. And then I complained to one of my buddies, and they're like, you don't get it on day one.
Reading the card explains the card.
Exactly.
You have to excuse me, though. I am going to be a little bit of a hippie myself. I have my...
you get your special vitamin water?
No. This is my grape, my... what's the... Muscat grape. So this is my Muscat grape oolong tea.
Wow.
So, not sponsored, by the way, by this company, but this is my favorite oolong tea right now.
Well, what we're going to be going through while you're getting your tea and getting yourself a little bit zenned out, Tarun and Benny, in my mind, is going to be the strongest of all the heroes in Muna.
100%
I think
agree.
The ability of making a gift, there's no downside when you're going to be able to get more than what your opponent gets. So a lot of the cards that haven't been able to be used will be able to be used now. That give someone something and you're going to get the benefit, whether it's card draw, whether it's resupply, whether it's I think what's the other one? Card draw, resupply, or
create a token,
or creating a token. I think it's going to be brilliant.
I will say
strength already.
100%. I will say. Excuse me. By the way, we forgot there is a Nadir special full art for the set. So,
correct. It just wasn't available until basically set release last Friday. Well, the French get the set release.
And I don't think I saw this one either until recently.
No, this wasn't available until that Friday, which, unfortunate for us as we've done some of these videos before the official set release, and I was surprised that it never got revealed.
Yeah, which is totally fine. But that being said, everybody should go up, look at Nadir. Chili, I don't know if you want to do some like magic, maybe throw up Nadir's art like here in the video, just like, hey, take a look. Here's Nadir's art. Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, I will in just a second.
Yeah. That being said, though, Turun, I really like this because it's a blue jay, I think. Or at least it looks like a blue jay. I don't know if it's like a blue... I think it's a blue jay. It's because it's not a kingfisher because the beak isn't long enough.
There you go.
So
should pop up there. Oh, look, you're getting some...
there we go. So this is the Nadir. So the full art, everybody knows the hero. So on the left we have Turun and Bene. We have the Nadir special art that we missed for last episode. So if you want to look at it here, if not, if you're listening on audio, oops, you're just gonna have to go find it on Altered. But then we have the Turun and Bene, and I really like this. I really like her outfit. It looks very, very like ceremonial, like for somebody who's like able to officiate the Musubi. I really like it.
Yeah, and also very much in tune with the way that her regular dress is anyway, with those blue flowers and the blue stones of some kind. Very pretty, very pretty.
Yeah, it looks very berries, like blueberry stuff. I really like it. I like the colors. Very, very good. Ba, as we all know, is one of the best artists that they have on their team, in my very personal opinion. So I love the artwork that he does. He did phenomenal work on this. So, but enough gushing. We're going to get right into it with Catch of the Day.
Yes, Catch of the Day is... Go ahead, you can go.
This was in Bravos, right? No, this was in Lyra.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
I am not sure.
Anyway,
it's Bravos
Catch of the
by
Day.
35. The card set number 30 would be Bravos.
Yeah, so there you go. Excuse me. Catch of the Day, 2/4 spell disruption. Return target character or permanent controlled by another player to its owner's hand. Then create a Mana Seed token in that player's landmarks.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
It's an alright disruption. I think from a Muna perspective, it's something that you don't have access to, something so cheap to be able to remove it. Once again, it's not full removal. It does bring it back into their hand. But if they play something incredibly expensive or heavy at the end of the game, this will be a really good way of getting that. The Mana Seed won't really help them that much. But I don't think you ever want to really play this from reserve, though. So if it was used in Muna, maybe in Arjun, because then you can just discard it for Arjun's ability.
Yes. Fun fact, this is kind of like a worse Geyser.
Yeah.
So it's recursion, which is fine. But instead of giving you like a mana orb, it just lets you ready a mana orb. So in my opinion, it's...
Yeah. In your opinion?
It's less than.
Yeah, I agree. Who do you think is being caught there? Is that someone
Urbex.
It's Urbex? Thank you.
I think it's Lyra Urbex. So, at least that's my opinion. The little hat reminds me of it. So, okay, moving right along into Charitable Reika. 2/2 character citizen, 3/0/3 in the stats, and that's all it is in the common. In the rare, it is exactly the same, except it has a play from anywhere, has an arrow ability of create a Mana Seed token in each player's landmarks.
So this would be really useful for the ramp strategy if you're playing Turun and Benny, purely because it will basically give you 2 additional tokens that can be used the next day.
Exactly, that's the point that I'm making. That's why all these cards are going to be so good in Turun.
Yeah. And I really love that ability of having some ramp here that's slightly different to the way Bravos does it. You may see a lot more of the Hydrocanas come out, etc., because of this.
Yeah. I do have bad news for everybody. You're going to hate me for this. 1,000,000% when I build our no unique versions of this deck, the deck is just going to be called the Jets.
The Jets? The Benny and the Jets got
Benny and the Jets.
Oh, nice.
That's it. That's all. That's going to be the entire thing for this entire set. It's just going to be Benny and the Jets. So,
gold.
Now we have done it again, Chili.
Yes.
Once again, Dapeng has made it to the leaderboards, and I think it will stay in the leaderboards. This is the first time this set we've both selected the same one. Well, no, because there's the thing. No, because you didn't pick it in Lyra. That's right.
No, I didn't. I did not.
Yeah. So. We've done it a couple times. I think this is the second time this has happened. But Dapeng is being... You see Turun on the back of Dapeng, and that is correct. It is Turun. So,
it's a big bird.
Big bird, dude. So, also, I did mention this. So we talked about how Dapeng is like this mythological Chinese creature, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't catch in the Lyra is that it actually is... how I expected it to look.
Oh,
because
cool.
if you'll look at the back, there's a fishtail.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yes.
So it is correct. So Dapeng is like a mix. It's as far as I understand it, Dapeng is like it's a lesser version of the Kun, which is like an all-devouring whale. So Dapeng is like a fish bird that is like very it's very good at like defense.
Nice.
So anyway, Dapeng, 4 from hand, 3 from reserve, 4/3/4 in the stats in the common, and it has each player draws a card as a support ability. In the rare, 3 from hand, 3 from reserve, 4/3/4 in the stats, and it is tough 1 with the same support ability.
Yeah, it's not bad. And if you're using the support ability, you basically can draw the 2 cards. They draw 1 if you are using Turun. So I think it's pretty good. Even if
why wouldn't you?
Yeah. I think that's what I'm saying. Turun from a card advantage side is going to give you a lot without the downside that I think Kauri gives you.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a very good call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do a little bit of looking up on something real quick while you want to describe Daughter.
Yeah, Daughter of Naos. And in this set, there's a lot more references to Naos, basically the deity or the god of the tree that is part of this set in the Rika. And let's have a look at it. 3/3 for 2/3/3 in the common and the rare. The common does say, if I'm anchored, I'm a defender. And also, when played from anywhere, I gain anchored. So really, you defend the first turn, the second turn it gets played, it can actually give you some value. And then the rare goes, when it's exactly the same, but it says when you make a gift, if I have less than 2 boosts, I gain 1 boost. So you have the ability of getting 3 boosts on this over the 2 days. Of course, when you are defender and you make the gift the first time, you won't be able to progress. But on the second time, to have the 3 additional boosts, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, it'd be 5, 6, 6 isn't bad at all. I like this.
Yeah.
The fact that it's 3 resource would be great. We played it among all the different heroes. It's a question whether you like the common or the rare. I think both are functional, knowing that you are defender the first time. So that's going to be a bit of a downside for some people. But the fact that it's anchored, does it really matter?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, because even if this gets anchored and defender, it's immediately going to go away the next day. So you're going to get an advance off it, almost assuredly.
More than likely. And I think the rare is great, but you probably don't even need the benefit of the rare to be able to play this out.
Yeah, 100%. So, by the way, I did find out a little bit something about Dapeng real quick, which is really interesting. So I talked about the kun, right? So apparently is a giant bird that transforms from a kun. So the Dapeng is like the evolved form of a kun, which is considered like the all-devouring fish, right? And so it is a fish bird. So it is a character for bird. It's the bird radical combined with the fish radical.
There you go.
So it's a fish bird.
Nice.
So, and a lot of it came from fossils. So in China. Like
man, there's
China.
so much cool mythology around the world, for
Dude,
sure.
it's so good. Anyway, so this card is really funny, though, because, like, technically speaking, the gift part is very easy. It's not that hard to do a gift, especially within this set. Even with, like, some earlier sets, too. We have, like, Kitsune that helps with it. So, like, this, not a bad thing.
Yeah, there's also some landmarks we're going to talk about that will allow you to gift as well. If cards don't have it when you play as well. So we're going to go through that. There's lots of opportunities. Like this set is very much tailored to what you want Tarun to do, which you'd expect given it's the new hero for the set.
Yeah.
But also giving some new breath of life into some of the old cards.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on to Departed Brother. Man, I tell you what, man, I wanted to pick this card so bad. I wanted to pick Departed Brother and Muna so badly. So, as we talked about, this has relationships with Soul. So, 3 from hand, 3 from reserve, character adventurer, 4/4/1 in the stats. When you pass first, you may pay 1 to draw a card. The only reason why I didn't pick this is because you don't get a double 2-run off of it. I would prefer the double draw off of the single draw.
Because you think your opponent is not going to let you pass first?
Yeah, like I don't think that, like, unless you're going first, I don't think you're really going to be passing first in Muna. So I would rather be able to, like, have it to where you may pay 1 or even 2 to have both characters draw a card, and then you get 2 cards off of this.
Yeah, it has the potential. Like the thing is, because most of the decks you play against are going to be 1 and 2 costs, you may still get the benefit. Like if you play this on the same side that they're playing, and your stats are higher than theirs, it almost forces them to play another card so they can at least progress on one side. So there's ways around it, but you're right. There is it's a little bit more difficult. But from my end, the reason I didn't choose it is in many of the Muna decks, you're not really wanting to pass first. Like the only one, Soul's the only character that gives you a benefit for doing that. But once again, maybe this is another opportunity to try to choose a different style of playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, moving back onto Don Juan in the Out of Faction from Lyra. 2 from hand, 3 from reserve, character adventurer, 0/4/4 in the stats. And if I would go to reserve from the Expedition Zone, I gain fleeting and defect instead. Once again,
yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you'd play it. Like I understand it's a card. It's a great ending card if you're going to win that turn. But if you don't, man, you're giving someone a lot of stats for free.
Yeah, definitely. Who, brother?
Yeah.
I don't know. This one confuses me. Maybe we need to intentionally build a deck around this and to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah,
I
don't know. All right, going back to floor.
All right, so 3/3 Flore Fuming Gardener. It's 3/3 for both the common and the rare, and the same stats, which is 3/3/0. So no stats in water. The common is with an arrow effect. You may exhaust target permanent in play or target card in reserve. So not bad already for 3/3/0. The rare is an arrow effect. You may exhaust target permanent in play. Then you may exhaust target card in reserve. I chose the rare one because I think this is incredibly valuable to basically exhaust two things for very little cost. You're getting 3/3/0. Yes, you're losing out on water, but you get to impact their reserve and impact any of their permanents that they cannot use that turn. So I really like it, especially because you're actually doing that to your opponent with no drawback at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I don't know. I think this is really weird. Like, this is very, very anecdotal. So, right. So it says the nous has been drained from intensive use, right? So it made me think about like the natural process of like, you know, trees going through like their natural life cycles, and then like if they bear fruits, then like, you know, they grow the fruits and then the fruits naturally draw off, and then, you know, my thing here is that there's two parts to this, right? Is that it makes me wonder about like what would happen if we let these trees just go through their natural life cycles, rather than like if like, because you can clearly see that they're harvesting, you know, the mana seeds, right? So what would happen if they, rather than like just constantly kept harvesting and harvesting and harvesting, what would happen if they let that go through the natural life cycle? Like, how would the nous be different, right?
Yeah, very, very interesting. I actually think that's one of the dynamics at play in this set, in the way that the Asgarthans have treated the spindle is with very, very much a lot of care and a lot of love. And what you're seeing here is the Rika really utilizing it basically
as a resource,
taking advantage of it, like draining it. Basically, what you hear, and we've seen this in some of the readings already, is have you not learned anything from what you did to the scholars, right?
Yeah,
or from the what's the purple tree called?
The Nylum.
The Nylum. Have we not learned anything?
Yeah,
so
I think the other part
we'll
too
see what happens.
Is that it, like, so because Dapung is like, you know, a cultivated form of the Kun, right? It makes me wonder if like maybe these like maybe if there are other characters, or like maybe somewhere else in the world where you have like the Kun versus the Dapung, where like, you know, you have like these infantile forms of like whether they're actual creatures or if they're eidolons, because, you know, of perception and stuff. So like that made me really think about like, what if there are like, what do the younger versions of these trees look like too, and are we ever going to see them? So I don't know. It's there. I have so much thoughts now that I finally realized that stuff about Dapung, and now looking at the nous, I'm like, dang man, freaking Yoshi making me think about stuff. Like how bad this card is.
We all need to think.
This is a bad card.
No, you know what? Harry Houdini is great if you're going second, and your opponent has basically already chosen a side. They're playing just a single card. You don't care if you give them a mana moth in that token in that side as well, because you can progress.
Wait,
and
that
you get
makes
to draw a card.
sense. No,
but
and you can create the token too.
Yeah, so you can create you create the token in their opponent. Who cares? They're already winning. You get to progress on your side. The thing is, if you get this mid to late game, it really doesn't help you at all. It's a really good early game card. The only other benefit that I would see is if your opponent has the ability of creating gigantic cards, like I'm talking here more in Bravos, where they have the I can't remember the name. The
bars.
Yeah, the energy bars. You can basically make the mana moth be the energy bar. So
I made a mistake.
You can do a little bit there. Go ahead.
This card is great. I made a mistake. I messed up. This card is awesome. Do you want to know why? Because you can play this out for 2. You create the mana moth, but because you're giving a gift, you can create the token back in your own expedition.
Absolutely. So only with Tarun, right? No one else.
But
gets
that's fine.
benefit. Yes.
Because that's all this. Like that's the only people who are going to play this card. But if you don't care about the token and you're fine with the expedition, you can get a double draw off of this.
You can't, because they.
Oh wait, no, that's right. Because they're you're drawing.
You have to
either
replicate
way,
the gift that they get. Yeah.
Yeah, because what you can do is you can just create the mana moth in the token that's opposite this, and then just create the mana moth in your own expedition, and you're still advancing.
True. So there's plays around.
This is great.
But once again, it is a rare. That's the question: if whether you use your rare on this.
I would. There's no reason not to. This is great. This is awesome.
Look at you complete 180 right there.
Holy crap! Because I forgot about the whole Turin thing. Like, I was thinking about this in terms of, like, other heroes. Because in other heroes, this sucks.
So, well, it can potentially work in other heroes if you also have the bird out. So you just want to boost up your bird.
That's true.
There's a few things you can do. But once again, you're giving a 2/2/2 to get a 1/1/1 back. Not sure if that's beneficial.
No, yeah. In Turin, this is awesome. I made a mistake. This is great. This is super good. Holy crap. I don't think I've ever made that realization in thing where I was like, no, this sucks.
I did last episode with your.
That's true. Yeah.
With what's the card? Which was the card? I can't remember. With the use of the cable cars to be able to.
Oh yeah,
get a card.
Oh heck, I'll have to look cool. in Discord because who was I think
Mark,
Bravo's Hatter mentioned
Mark,
it.
Yeah. Well, that does take us to Helpful Diver.
Oh, Skipper.
Which is a 2/2. Helpful, Skipper.
Skipper, the Reka Skipper.
Yeah, which we thought is like, why would you ever do this? So it's a 2/2 Helpful Diver. Character Adventurer 3/3/3, so very, very good stats in terms of what you have to pay for it. It is a rare, though, but it gives you the option, you may rush, and if you don't, target opponent exhausted resupplies. So very, very good. I would say it has a lot of upside. Once again, though, it is a rare, but it does give you lots of return.
Yeah, I like this card. I genuinely think some people might play this. Like, it'd be very interesting to see who plays it, like rush cards in a Muna deck. But I think that this potentially has a very good turn one play.
Okay. Yeah. I see. The thing that I look at is if you don't rush, right, you have to do it on when they've already played all their cards. They're going to have to discard down on their reserve. You don't want to give them an additional card in reserve, but you're also giving them choice, right? The other thing is in Tarun, you also get to exhaust.
Exactly,
resupply,
you get
so
the resupply too.
There's the at least matching it.
Yeah, so I don't think that this is awful, but again, I think it's one of the things like you have to be going like second or something in order to really get some value out of this.
Yeah.
Hesperity, once again coming back from the Lyra, 2 from hand, 2 from reserve. Fairy character. Ooh, maybe we get fairy tribal. Some tooth fairy stuff. 2/2/2 in the, so 2 all in the stats. In the common, on play from hand, you may pay 2 to return target permanent to its owner's hand. The rare, 3 from hand, 2 from reserve, 3/2/2 in the stats. Same initial, or actually no, this is completely different. You may return target permanent to its owner's hand if you do create a Mana Seed token in its controller's landmarks. That's not.
It's okay. Look, I guess one of the avenues that we haven't really looked at is the ability of returning your own cards if they cost very little. I know it's if they have like triggers on them, so they got 2 triggers, 1 trigger, and then you're down to 0. You can return it, get yourself a Mana Seed, and be able to play it out again. There's just not much of that.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
That's like because you're giving someone a Mana Seed. You can give them and get one yourself into room. But I'm trying to think, how would any of the other heroes be able to use it? Or if it's a card that you've already resupplied, sorry, you've already tapped it, you can bring it back to hand. If it's cheap enough to be able to play again, you can tap it again.
Ooh.
There's a few things you could do. It's just it's not easy.
This matters for Lyra, for in contact stuff. So if you have like anything that cares about like being in contact, that can make it because you have a lot of permanents that care about stuff being in contact.
Yeah.
So because it doesn't just hit landmarks, it hits expedition gears too.
Oh, that's
because it's any permanent.
That is true.
So that potentially that has some play there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whoa,
there may be
wrong direction.
In that case, then the permanent is which is the card that allows you to stop your cards from getting the anchored one, right? What's
Floral
that?
Tent?
Is Floral Tent a permanent?
Yeah.
It's an expedition permanent. So you can do that if it's already got fleeting. You bring it back to hand, then play it out for 1. Right, there's a lot you can do with it.
Yeah, like, whoa, yeah,
It's kind of like what I do right now
crap.
in my Gulrang build with, what do I use it with? It's the card that you said just earlier.
Geyser.
I kind of do that with the 1 cost token generator.
Wait a minute, that's some crazy stuff. It sucks that this is in Lyra, though. If this was an Ortis, dude...
It'd be awesome in Ortis.
You'd be seeing a whole lot more armories coming out. Holy
that's
crap!
Right, the Mobile Armory. That's the card.
Arjun's gonna make a comeback. Just watch, just with Hesperity.
Maybe Arjun's starting to be. Well, I wouldn't say playable, but it's much more difficult to beat them.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to Hostile Nightkeeper. 4 from hand, 3 from reserve. We saw this in Lyra. The Merchant, 4/0/4 in the stats, and you may target a character. If you do, it gains a sleep, then create a Mana Seed token in its controller's landmarks.
Yeah, I think it's too costly. Once again, 4 is a lot to be able to make something fall asleep. Yes, you do get a Mana Seed, so you can, if you do it to one of your own, it costs only 3, I guess.
That is true.
I don't know.
Yeah. I like it only because of one of the cards that I picked later on, and we'll talk about it.
Okay. Talking about a card you picked, this is your next one.
Yeah, Milady de Winter. First off, who is she? Whoa. This, like, I would watch sports all the time.
Is she a referee? Because she's got
no, she stole the referee's whistle.
Oh, she stole the partial
That's
referee's
the whole
whistle.
point of the card. So,
Nice.
Milady de Winter, noble rogue. I think I just like rogues. I think that's just what it is. I like rogue characters. 3 from hand, 2 from reserve, 2/1/2 in the stats.
Mm-hmm.
On play from hand, take control of target token permanent, putting it in my expedition if it's an expedition permanent. Right?
Yeah, so interesting. What happens if you take control of a token permanent that is not an expedition?
So here's the thing.
I think it just becomes an expedition permanent.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. The reason why I picked this is because I think they're setting up. I think this has potential to be some wild stuff for next set.
Yeah,
because
what can you with token permanents are not very many, right? You can do a Mana Seed, and you can
do Mana Seed. You can do an Aerolith. Those are the two. But here's my point, right? As I think they're doing some setup for either set 6 or set 7, where they're going to start being able to do expedition permanents that are tokens.
Okay, I still think it's valuable. Like 3/2, basically, depending on what you get, you're still going to get something good.
Yeah. So
because the Aerolith, once you move forward from that expedition, it converts to a resupply.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
the other part too is that like it technically just says take control of a target of a token permanent. So even if you put in a Mana Seed or an Aerolith, it's still going to go to your landmarks, and it's not saying that you can't use the stuff that you've been given, right?
That's right. You can use it, but it comes in as a expedition permanent, so it doesn't go into your permanent.
If it's an expedition permanent, that's what I'm saying. So like this line makes me think that they're going to be doing some setup for either the next set or set 7, where we're going to start getting expedition tokens that are expedition gears.
Yeah, and I guess I was thinking that it all goes into your expedition zone. And it's like, no, it's only if it's an expedition permanent. You're right. There's nothing there that we can grab right now.
Exactly, and that's why I picked it, because I'm making a gamble on the future, because I think that this has the potential, if they do some nutty stuff, is going to be really good.
Yeah, you could be right.
So that's why I picked it. And besides, I think it's just really funny taking control of somebody's token. Just be like, no, that's mine now. You can't have that. So,
all right, that does take us
to...
It's good. I take us to the next card, which is the Moonabotanist, which we have the Repotter Otter making another appearance here in this set. It is a character druid, 2/2 for 2/2/0. The common is, when played from hand, target opponent resupplies, but also when played from hand, you may target another character with base cost 3 or less. It gets anchored. So once again, in Tarun, it is fantastic. You get to resupply as they resupply, and you get to anchor something. The rare is 2/1 for 2/1/0, so slightly different on the stats in the mountainside, and it does cost 1 less when you play it from reserve. Instead of getting a regular resupply, you exhausted resupply.
Correct.
I think this has got lots of versatility. I think
Agreed.
It's great. And you chose the rare over the common.
I did. And the main reason why is because I like the idea of the exhausted resupply, because as you learned in the Argent deck, the ability to just anchor something while playing a character is stupid. It's wild, and it sets up the potential for some really stupid combos. Like I said, as you learned in the Argent game. So the fact that you're denying them a card this turn, like, yes, you're giving them a card, but you also get the exhausted resupply too, if you're playing it in Tarun, right? So it doesn't really matter. You're denying them a turn, plus you're maintaining any advantage that they would have, right? Then you get to anchor something, which you're going to see why I picked one of the cards later. that matters a lot for 3 cost.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you play this in Argent, it's still really good because you're still anchoring crap.
It's true. I think it's really good.
And it's super cheap. I think even for like
I chose the
one...
common because in my mind I'm like, it's good enough at the common, but the rare is absolutely better.
Yeah, I think, and I think paying 1 from reserve just for 2-1-0 in the stats, I think that's acceptable. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a good after you.
It is, and you also get double stats in one of the areas, so there's potential you may still advance.
Yeah. So, or again, you could recall it.
Ooh, true.
You know, you could just bring it back to hand and just keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nefeli.
Yes, a 4/4 character fairy for 5/5/5 in stats, very, very good, and you may pass. And if you do, you can create a Mana Seed token in another target player's landmarks. So this is basically what you're giving them is the ability of using something next turn, but
I mean, you get it
another
anyway,
static
too.
card. Tarun does give you the ability to create your Mana Seed yourself, but it's good. I think it's useful. I prefer the common in Lyra, but I just don't know. I don't know if you ever want to pass first, but you know, there's a couple of net cards now that talk about passing in Muna.
Yeah. I think it's going to be really interesting to try and build a Muna pass deck. Just like trying to see what you can do, to see what you can sleep, what you can anchor, to just, I pass. Just, and then whenever you get your stuff, you know, whenever you pass, you get all of the stuff from it. So I'm really interested to see if there is like something there, which is basically just a middle finger, just be like, no, I passed first. I get all this stuff now. So I think there's potential there.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, it's overstated. It isn't a 3 cost, so it will take out a number of the heroes currently in Muna.
Yeah,
but it is beneficial.
Yeah, definitely. All right, going next to one of your favorite cards.
Yes, so Newton's Law. Do you want to talk about this one first, or you want me to?
You know what? Since this is yours and I've been rambling a lot, you can have this one. I will give the gift to you.
I appreciate it. Newton's Law, it's a spell disruption. 2/2 fleeting. The common says create a Mana Seed token in target opponent's landmark, then send to reserve target character they control with base cost 3 or less. The rare is exactly the same, except instead of sending it to reserve, you discard it. So much stronger at the rare. I have chosen the common as my one. I think this is great. It's really strong removal because it's not... and I'd say mostly for Tarun. I'm thinking it from a Tarun mindset. It's like, sure, you can get a Mana Seed. I get a Mana Seed, but I get a removal for 1 cost.
Yeah. I think I would have chosen... I love this. This is an objectively better removal spell in Muna.
Yes, because
just
there's no...
straight up.
The only thing is it's 3 or less, but that's 80% of someone's deck.
Yeah. Like, you look at half the deck that you and I played for Muna, like with Arjun, that was 90% of your deck.
It's basically
if not
all.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think I had like 1 4 cost, which was Parvati.
Yeah, I don't mind it. The only thing is, like, it's fleeting. That's the only thing is I try to find spells that don't have fleeting so you can have a double use for them.
That's true. That's a good point.
But most of the removal spells tend to be fleeting.
Yeah. So I think this is a great card. I think you're going to see it start shifting into a lot of removal slots for Muna.
I agree.
Partial referee. I don't like that. Aren't referees supposed to be impartial?
That's right.
And it's a bureaucrat, so this is probably an Ortiz.
Oh.
So 5 from hand, 3 from reserve, bureaucrat rogue. Also, who is she? Whoa. Who is this rogue? And again, making the reference back to Milady.
Yeah.
On play from hand, discard target character or permanent. If its base cost was 3 or more, its controller draws a card. This is funny. This is just funny.
See, we talked about the last card being a good removal. I think this is also fairly good removal because you're getting stats on the board. You're paying 2 additional, but you're getting 3 for 3, so it's much higher. And once again, if they get the draw a card, so do you. In Tarun, I don't think it's useful in any of the other heroes, though.
Yeah. This is gonna. I think this is gonna be really weird to say. I think you're gonna see this and Newton's Law go into a lot of Tarun decks.
Yeah,
because this is impartial and you get a card draw off of it. Who cares that you're giving your opponent a card draw?
That's true.
Like, this hits anything. So, the only thing is that, like, you want to hit something 3 or more, so then you get a card draw off of it, too.
Yeah,
So,
if it's
again,
not 3 or more, it's still useful. Like,
yeah, it's still
useful.
useful.
They don't get a draw, so you don't either. So you're paying
Yeah.
the 5 for a full removal, and it's discard. It's not sent to reserve.
Yeah. So I think this might be part of like the I pass first middle finger for that Tarun is going to start that might have, because this is straight up just a middle finger to your player, like to whoever's against you. This is hilarious. Like whether or not you get the card, mostly when you get the card draw, it's just like, I'm going to take your thing, you get a card, but I also get the card. So, you know, maybe that's why Tarun's Eidolon or like Musubi partner is a bird, because then she's like, I'm going to just give you the bird all day long.
Love it.
So that's my joke for the day, everybody.
You've made a couple already, though.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Okay, picnic area. A 2/2 landmark site. Each player resupplies on the common, and that is anywhere from play. And then when you make a gift, you may exhaust me to have target character gain a boost. That's pretty great. That's pretty cool.
I think this is a great landmark for Tarun. I think it's also a great landmark for if any of the other heroes want to start playing the draw mentality to be able to get a boost. It doesn't cost as much. The thing is, you could also play this in who's the hero from the last set? Kaori.
Yeah.
Because you will give a gift every time.
Every other turn, yeah. You make definitely.
The only thing with Kaori is if you don't have a character still in play from the night before, you cannot use this. So
I don't think it's going to matter, especially with this set, because how much anchoring you can just do off of
exactly.
Off of
you have to
character.
have your cards anchored. So
or
there
sleep.
is a lot of opportunities for Picnic Area to be really good in Kaori builds as well if you have an anchored style build.
Yeah. I think this is going to be really funny because especially if you do like a draw, you get to draw, and then the moment you do the draw, you get a boost.
Yeah, and right. Did we talk about what the card does, though? I don't know if we did.
Oh, yes. So in both, so the common says each player resupplies, and then when you make a gift, you may exhaust me to have target character gain a boost. The rare lets each player draw a card, and then it has the same when you make a gift.
Yeah, one thing I don't know, is there any card in Muna that basically allows you to re-trigger the effect of an arrow ability? I know
magical training. Or mechanical training.
Mechanical training is... I thought it was for just...
it's out of faction in Muna.
But I think it's for characters, not for landmarks or permanents.
Oh, it might be. You might be right, because I think the Axiom version lets you do permanents.
Correct.
And I think, no. I don't think so, now that I think about it.
Because the same thing goes for the character that allows you to...
Frankenstein, right?
No, not Frankenstein. The one that re-triggers...
Oh, no, because Frankenstein's in Lyra.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. But I don't think there is one. It's the Muna one is characters, so I don't think there is one.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, either way, this is great, because if you're Turun, you're going to be doing that all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think, and technically speaking, you don't even need to play this in Turun, because there's enough cards from this set that let you do that without being Turun.
True.
So, boo! Boo your fake ID, Pinocchio. So, this is Pinocchio. 2 from hand, 2 from reserve. Robot character. 0/0/3 in the stats. On play from reserve, if there are 3 or more base sets of 0 among characters you control, draw a card.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to ever really...
No, nobody's going to play this. Next!
All right. I'm surprised you did not select this.
Plautos? Mm-hmm. Is it Plo?
I would say Plutus. Rika Hexarch, but I don't know. You're the linguist.
I don't know. I don't like it. Plautos?
Plutos.
Maybe it's just Plutos, yeah.
So it's 7/7.
Yeah. Big boy. 7/7 Druid Noble, which I think this is the first time we've really seen Nobles.
You think there's a couple?
I think there are a couple, but this is one of the far and few between. 5 all in the stats. Target player exhausted resupplies, and when you make a gift, target character gains anchored. This is good, and it's not necessarily meant for Turun Turun, like I said, with the last, who was it? Because we skipped over Pinocchio almost immediately. Who was it? Oh, the picnic area. This isn't necessarily a bad card.
I think this is really useful.
Yes. And I think I like it because you can use it in any hero, really. Like, if you build your deck that way, you can technically use this in any hero.
I think this
but
is
it
great.
synergizes
Like,
best with Turun.
the question is, like, when would you use it? Because it costs so much to give you 5. Yes, target player exhausted resupplies. You can actually anchor this. It's a question of whether you're going to play a lot of removal again in your opponents. If your opponents are playing a lot of removal, this will be the first thing that gets targeted, right? But I think if you can keep it out one day, right, one day, and then they use some mana for the next day, you're doing fantastic.
I think that's the whole point, right? Is that, like, so you exhausted resupply off of it, you make the gift, and then you give this anchored, and then it sticks around for a day. So then the next turn, you just get all of your stuff anchored. So this is absolutely like a last turn. Well, not necessarily last. No, yeah, because you have to have the 7 mana to play it, right? Because I don't think that you can pay mana, exhaust it, like do mana seeds, and then pay the rest of it, right?
No, you have to pay it. Well, you could if you have 2 mana seeds and 5 resources. You can play this for 5.
Can you?
Yeah.
Because you have to remember that it exhausts.
Yeah, but so you tap your mana seed. So you would have had to play something beforehand, right? Remember, because the mana seed only brings you back up to what
it readies a mana orb.
Yes, he has to ready something. But you can play something else first that costs 2. Then you can do this. You can't do it when you only have 5 resources.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, you have to have the full 7 in order to do it.
Yes.
So you would have to play this out, anchor it off of the exhausted resupply. You would get an exhausted resupply. And then the next turn, you start anchoring stuff again. So I think this is a very good last, like, this is a Hail Mary for the end of the game. The thing is that it can go with any hero, right?
Yeah, so one thing that I think of when I think of this card is, like, I've always wanted to do a Ganesha build. Like, and for me, playing this out, then playing Ganesha the next turn, you can just, and just to remind everyone, Ganesha 7/7 for 5/5/5, and it's when played from anywhere. For each other character you control, you may activate its from arrow ability. It's arrow ability. So, like, if you Ganesha makes a lot of sense in terms of how you'd like to do, but you really have it's in execution. It's so difficult to even get it out.
You know, it would be really funny, a mechanical training build with this and Ganesha.
Yeah. Mechanical training on this is fantastic if you can keep it out a day.
Yeah, because, like, I think the idea would be you have to build around characters that have arrow abilities, right? But then if you have enough of them, you play this out turn 1, or like the turn that you start doing the thing, you play this out turn 1, right? You anchor this. The next turn, you play enough stuff to where you can anchor all of your stuff, right? That all have arrow abilities. Then on the third turn, when everything loses anchored, you activate Ganesha and then just do the whole line, right?
Do everything. Yeah, and the way that I was thinking with, like, Ganesha, if you can keep, even if you don't anchor this and you just anchor lots of little things,
yeah,
you just keep on just activating lots of different things. So
yeah,
anyway,
exactly.
Interesting to see what people do with this.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't like it, is because, like, by itself, it, like, you have to have other things to make this card good.
Makes sense.
Because, like, you can be giving gifts and stuff, but, like, 7 for 5 is fine. It anchors itself, technically, when it comes in. But then to really make this thing good, you have to have other characters. And if you don't have other characters to make it good, then it's kind of pointless to keep making gifts. And technically, you can well, that's not true. You can keep making gifts, but you only get the benefit from multiple gifts off of this. Turun doesn't only let you do it once.
Yeah, Turun only allows you to do the one.
So I guess that's why people would
gift.
like this, is because it's unlimited, like, gift trigger, basically. So,
all right.
Yeah, sorry we spent so much time on that one. That was wild. Did we? Oh, we did. So, Rabbit Fama.
That's right.
See, so kind of like the last card, right? The only difference is that this is conditional.
Yeah, so and the Rabbit Farmer is 2/2 for 2/2/1. Character Druid Animal. And when you make a gift, if I have no boost, I gain 1 boost. The rare is 1/1 for 1/1/0. When you make a gift, if I have no boost, I gain 1 boost. So the same thing cost you 1 just to get a 1/1/0. It's basically trying to say, would you like to use this as your after you? Sure, it's probably not what I'd go for, though.
Agreed. I don't think I would go for this. So, next, Reiko Agronomist. 3 from hand, 3 from reserve, 4 all in the stats. Create a Mana Seed token on play from hand in target opponent's landmarks. Excuse me. The rare, 3 from hand, 3 from reserve, 5/4/5 in the stats, and it has an arrow ability. Create a Mana Seed in target opponent's landmarks.
I really like this at the rare.
Again, we've talked about
resources,
the artwork.
5/4/5.
Yeah, you're always creating
this
Mana
is
Seed.
almost in my mind, a definite rare in Tarun. Like, just who cares if you give them a Mana Seed? You're giving yourself one.
Yeah. Then you play that with the bat. You play it with the rabbit.
Yeah, you even play it on day 1. Like, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
The other thing to note with Mana Seeds is, like, you got to look at what your opponent is doing. If they already have a lot of landmarks, and they're basically already done, you can actually, and the way that I think of someone being done is they've played 2 cards from hand. So if they played 2 cards from hand and they're going to play another card from hand, they're going to lose that card when it goes to reserve. So there's a benefit there.
Yeah.
The second thing is, more than likely, they going to want to keep the 2 landmarks that they've got as opposed to a Mana Seed. You know, because it's lost if they have to lose it at the end of the day, because they have to discard down to 2.
Uh-oh.
So go ahead.
I don't like this. Read, by crossing the fruit of 2 world trees, we could obtain a fertile specimen.
Interesting. And if you notice earlier in the artwork and in the story of Dapeng, he's bringing the fruit of the spindle tree.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's bringing with him a branch of the spindle tree in its beak. So, and that's actually how these new heroes come in. They get asked to come visit with the Rika.
Ooh.
So they weren't in the expedition before.
No. Hey, don't like that.
So.
Bad idea. Okay.
Yeah, I wish I would probably put Rika Agronomist as my pseudo top 5, and I didn't, though.
Honestly, though, artwork is great.
Fantastic.
But holy crap, dude, the amount of information that's in this card is wild. Holy cow. All right, are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready for my TED Talk?
Yeah, I'm surprised you picked this, but let's hear it.
Okay, this is Reika Gatherer, okay? Reika Gatherer, 2 from hand, 2 from reserve, 2 all in the stats. In the common, and has a support ability that says create a Mana Seed in each player's landmarks, right? The rare is 2/2, 3/2/2 in the stats at noon. Yeah. Create a Mana Seed token in your landmarks.
Yeah, you pick this, and there's no anchor.
Who cares? Dog, if you learned nothing from Arjun, if you learned nothing at all, this card will come up and backhand you across the face in the middle of a match.
Wow.
If your opponent is playing this in Arjun, you're done. Your entire game plan, you can just go home. You can pack it up. The amount of Mana Seed tokens that you will be getting off of this card just from at noon in an Arjun deck is going to be wild. Pair that with Kitsune.
You know what? There's potential, but I feel that you're going to have to rely on a lot of luck or a lot of strategy.
Not in Arjun. Are you kidding me? You play this in Arjun, dog?
But you still have to, has to be the card in your hand. If it comes out in reserve and you don't have anything else in reserve, what do you do?
Well, see, that's the point, though. That's the point that I'm trying to tell you. Did you learn nothing from Arjun? This is going to be great in Arjun. This is going to be fantastic. The reason why you lost that game was because of Quetzalcoatl and because of... Oh, no, it was Inari. Sorry, not Kitsune. It was Inari.
Inari just
because I anchored the living crap out of them, kept drawing Creatus Orange tokens. That's going to be the same thing with this sucker. Arjun's going to see a massive bump because he is going to be getting so many Mana Seed tokens off of this stupid, beautiful redhead.
Love your wild takes. It's brilliant.
Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm so excited to put this in an Arjun deck. Are you kidding me? This is going to be great.
It will be. I'm looking forward to getting destroyed by your Arjun deck. So.
The problem is, though, is I don't know what to take out, because I think I would rather have the Inari for the card draw than the Ortis tokens off of Quetzalcoatl. And this is cheaper than Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, maybe you do this for Quetz.
Yeah.
All right, next card.
Yeah, dude, I freaking love this card. This card's going to be so good. I don't care.
Rika Guide, a character citizen, 2/2 for 2/2/3. It is out of rare, and it also has a quick ability, return another character from your reserve to your hand. I think that could be pretty useful to use. I personally don't think I would play with this card at all.
This is good for that card that has like the 2-hand abilities where it exhausted, resupplies, and anchors. That would be good for this.
Yeah, it could. I don't know. I just don't think you get enough value for 2 resources at the rare, where you only get a 1/3 of a stat increase.
That's true. This is definitely a lot better if you resupply into it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because then, like, you have the option of either playing it out if you need to, or you can get the recursion. I don't know, though. I think it really depends on how badly you want those from hand abilities more than anything else.
Agree.
So, I don't know. I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah. Well, take us
on
through
to Rika Investor.
And by the way, lots and lots of rogues. Sorry, which is the you were looking for?
Yeah, the rogues, yeah. Also, who is he? Oh my gosh. Again, everybody who's not picked up on the bit yet, I'm doing that every time that we have a rogue character that shows up. So, Rika Investor is 3/3 character bureaucrat rogue, which is hilarious, by the way. I think this is never mind. I can't say that we're on a podcast and in a public facing space. This is 3/3/0 in the stats. At dusk, create a mana seed token in your landmarks. When I leave the expedition zone, create an Ortis recruit soldier token in my expedition. Again, this is funny. If you dude, this with the Gatherer is going to be hilarious. Because you get one at noon and you get one at dusk. So who cares?
So this is useful at dusk. Once again, though, if you're playing and you have a lot of mana seeds or you got a lot of permanents, that mana seed that you create is wasted. So it's really trying to say to you, this is for the decks that don't really have a lot of things in their landmarks. And I think it's quite useful because, like, if you think about it, this is then 2/2 for 3/3/0, and then it creates another 1/1/1 for the following day. And we've seen how useful Aegis Templar is in Ortis. It will also give you something there for Muna as well.
You know what I just realized would be a great card? Is that if you had... This is basically... People are going to hate me for saying this. It'd be really cool if there was an expedition gear that said, at dusk... if you have any any mana seeds that would be sacrificed, put a specific counter on me. I'm thinking like mana seed juicer, something like that, right? Where like you put a number of counters on me based off of the number of mana seeds that were sacrificed during dusk. And then you can use these as like ready mana orbs. That would be real funny, and everybody would be playing that deck.
It'd be interesting to see, you look at the Rika Investor and you can see like that other part of the story in terms of the haves and the have-nots, and how this is the haves, right?
Yeah.
And of course it is in Ortis in the common, for sure.
Yeah. For anybody who's wondering the joke that I was going to make, it's about a certain billionaire who is the head of a very, very, very large company that is very big in the tech space right now, mostly because most of people who do internet stuff have their internet stuff going through this big company. So that's the joke that I was going to say. Like, is this person who's the head of this company? Well, I don't think he's the CEO of the company anymore. But, like, if you get the joke, you get the joke. If not, ask somebody next to you. They can explain the joke to you. Do you get the joke, Chili, by the way?
I think I do.
Okay, great. We'll talk about it after the show. Okay, right. Back to Rika Peddler. 3 from hand, 2 from reserve. And the Merchant, I think this is also in Muna. Was this in Bravos?
I believe it's either Bravos or Lyra.
Yeah. Well, I mean, considering we've only done 4 factions, the chances are pretty good. 3 from hand, 2 from reserve, character Merchant, 3 all in the stats. On play from reserve, you may create a mana seed token in target opponent's landmarks. If you do, I lose fleeting. You're always going to be doing this.
Yeah, you do, and it's a question, once again, depending on the deck that your opponent is playing, to give them an additional resource every turn is a question, but they are getting a resource when you are...
You're getting
also,
the same resource.
Yeah, you're only paying... only
into Rune.
Into Rune, yeah. So this will be very nice into Rune. I don't know if if it would be used anywhere else.
This is basically Garrick for Muna.
Yeah, except you're giving someone a mana seed.
But you're also getting the mana seed.
Only into Rune, but yes, you're right.
So, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be fun.
It'd be a fun,
Rika
a fun
Tradesman.
dynamic, for sure.
Have you heard the theory about Rika Tradesman, by the way?
What?
There is a theory going around that this might be Rin's biological father.
Oh, okay.
Only based off of facial features alone. I don't think that there's any, real anything to go behind it. But apparently there are a couple theories going around that this could be Rin's father.
Oh, right. You know what? That'd be pretty cool if that was the
case.
Be
very interesting.
Rika Tradesman is a merchant, 2/2 for 0/3/3. The rare is 2/3 for 0/3/3, but the common does say, when played from reserve, resupply, then create a mana seed token in target opponent's landmark. The rare says, when played from reserve, put the top card of your deck in your mana zone. Then create a mana seed token in target opponent landmarks. If you are trying to play the ramp strategy, this will be a great card to have.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Are you kidding me? You get an exhausted mana seed, and then you get to immediately use it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you get an exhausted mana orb, and dude, this is great. I like this a lot.
Yeah, if it's specific to a type of strategy, but I do like the card.
Yeah, this I would say that this is very. If you're playing a lot of Hydras, if you're playing the Hydrocenas, that would be really good.
Yeah. Any of the ramp strategies.
Yeah,
even
any
Ganesha,
of the Leviathans.
Even Ganesha, because you can play it earlier.
Yeah. If you're playing Zartan, this is really funny with Zartan because you can just get it out sooner. I think this has potential to be a very good staple for Muna if you're going to be playing the big stompies. So I think it's possible that you might start seeing a big stompy deck come out of Muna somewhere.
Hey, we know the
Here's
Bravos
hoping.
just won. Bravos just won with a big stompy, the winter qualifier. There you go.
Yeah. Okay, the Son of Naos. 5/5 plant character. 4/3/4 in the stats in the common. Gigantic, and target opponent draws a card. In the rare, 5/5, 3/3/3 in the stats, so 3 all in the stats, gigantic. You may target an opponent, they draw a card. When you make a gift, I gain a boost. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
This card is terrifying.
So 5/5
this card
for at least 4/4/4 since you get the gift when you play the rare automatically.
Yeah, with Plutos. Plot. Oh wait, now I'm again. My linguistic brain is going off the rails now. This is gonna be crazy. You just anchor this off of Plutos. End of game. Yes, that's game. That's done.
Now the difficult part is because it's 5/5. There's very few cards that will allow you to anchor anything unconditional.
Plutos.
Plutos is one of them, and so is
Parvati
from the first set. Parvati, thank you.
Yeah, Parvati and Plutos are the ones that let you indiscriminately anchor. Which honestly, if you're playing enough of the Hexarchs, if you're playing enough of the Naos, and if you're playing enough of the Parvati, the amount of times, especially with the amount of draw that you're probably going to be getting off of Turun, the probability of you seeing those cards is very high.
Mm-hmm.
So, because honestly, that could be the play, right? You have 3 rares, all at 3. You have Son of Naos, you have Plutos, and you have Parvati, right? Everything else is so low to the ground that is just letting you draw stuff and ramping stuff to get to that end game. Because once you hit that end game, that's it. That's end game.
Unless you're playing Hunger, but we're seeing a lot of less Hunger right now in the meta, which is nice.
So yeah, unless you're playing Izmir and Bravos, that is a wild strategy.
All right, that does take us to the next card, which is Soul Encounter, 3/3 spell. Boon or maneuver. What is a boon?
Oh, like a gift, like a good thing that is given to somebody.
Thank you.
So a lot of times you hear it from deities giving boons to humans. like a blessing or something.
Nice. So the common is distribute 4 boosts among any target character in play or reserve, and that's 3 costs from hand, 3 costs from reserve. It does not have cooldown,
good.
which is great.
It's so good, dude.
And then the rare has cooldown, but only costs 2 from reserve. I think both are fantastic to use.
Do you want to hear the
both
crazy
will see
part?
some play. Yeah, go ahead.
You need 2 mana seeds, and you can play this twice with 4 mana.
Mm-hmm. Just crazy.
That's stupid. Are you kidding me? This set with this card, this set has officially gone to Muna. Nobody can say that Muna is now a bad faction.
Yeah, but people will still complain.
That's true. Yeah, 1,000,000% people are still going to complain. But like the potential of this card is insane.
I do love it. I think it's going to see a lot of play. There's also a lot of cards that when they're anchored, if you have to get a couple of boosts, so you can boost something that's anchored, especially on day 1 would be great. Sorry, not day 1, day 2. What I meant by day 1 was the first day of their anchor mechanism.
Yes.
And then it has benefits for more than one period of time. I think there's lots you can do.
But
what do you...
Is Aklut's out of faction in Muna?
Yes, it is.
Dog. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and normally, the only one that really... It doesn't get much play in Muna because you don't get the ability of exhausting both cards in reserve.
That's fixed.
This does. If it does allow you to do that. But once again, they'll still be able to play a turn, so they'll take the other card that's in reserve that's not exhausted in many cases.
Well, because here's the thing. This is 4 boosts among any target characters, right? So potentially... I think the way I read this, it counts as 4 individual boosts that each go on individually.
Yes. Actually, not sure. I think
so maybe we need to look at that.
Yeah, I believe like if you play it, you give them all at once. It's not like distribute one boost then another. I think good question. We'll find out.
Because like the way that it says, like you can give 4 characters each a boost.
Hey, what do you think it is that he's?
It's one of the Nautilus. It's one of the Kadarm.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Easy. Next question. Souvenir seller. From the Lyra out of faction. Souvenir seller, 2/2, 2 from hand, 2 from reserve, 2 all in the stats. You may give me 1 boost if you do. Target opponent resupplies. Yippee. Cool, I guess, if you're desperate for gifts.
Yeah, like the maze is pretty useful in that sense. The resupply is going to be hard, but once again, if you get 3/3/3, a resupply, and they get a resupply, might be okay for 2.
Yeah, that's fair. You could put this in your Ganesha deck, technically.
Yeah, I'm glad what you picked next. I think it's fun.
Oh, yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? Again.
Take me through this one.
Once again... If nobody has learned any lessons at this point from Arjun, 4 from hand, 4 from reserve. The Embassy and the common and the rare both 4 from hand, 4 from reserve. The common says you may exhaust this, target opponent resupplies. The next card you play this turn with base cost 3 or less gains anchored. Very similar. This is basically Arjun. The only difference is that you don't have to get rid of something. The only thing you have to do is you have to just let your opponent resupply. Which, let's be real here, in Turun, who cares? Then, the rare, which is what I picked, because I'm a man of class and decorum, it is exactly the same as the common. The only difference is that it has this text, which is very important. Anchored and asleep characters you control are tough 1.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Who cares about anything else, dude? This card basically lets you have 2 heroes on the field at the same time.
Yeah, the only hard part is that it is 4 cost, so it takes a little bit to get out there. But I also feel like if you play this, there's more than likely you're okay to take a turn off, because then if you're playing the anchored strategy, boy, they can't really get rid of it when they're paying that additional cost.
Dude, this is basically turn 2 for Ortis. Or turn 2 for Axiom. Or turn 2 for technically any faction. Because most factions, some of their best landmarks are 4 cost. You look at Messictet. You look at technically Parliament of Ashes is even better because it's 2, so like you can still play it turn 2, but like most of the time you're fine taking turn 2 to play out the landmark that you need to win the game.
Yeah, the only thing with this one is, unlike Messick Tech gives you Valley straight away at the rare. This one doesn't, because you still have to actually tap it, play a card to be able to get the benefit of the next character you play getting anchored. So there's that only question. But I like the idea of getting this out because you've created mana seeds, and then it doesn't cost you as much.
Here's the other thing, too, is that the reason why I really like this is because it specifically resupplies. So if you build this correctly with enough free abilities, I don't think it's going to matter that much.
Yeah, there's potential. I like the idea. I'd love to see someone build some of these fun decks.
Yeah. And I think that's the interesting part, too, is like if you're able to create enough mana seeds from the beginning, I think this, like, if you're consistently creating mana seeds, you constantly have an engine that even if it looks like you're out of mana, you have stuff that you can still do.
Nice.
So I think that's why I like this.
All right, that does take us to the next card, which is the Infirmary 3/3 landmark permanent site. And when played from anywhere, resupply, and also when you tap it, exhaust a card in your reserve, and that gives you After You. After You is not really something we use much in Muna, but it may become strategy. I don't know how I would use it. Not sure.
Because it immediately lets you. Excuse me. It immediately lets you do an After You.
Yeah, but you have to exhaust your card. So the only person that I think would use this is Arjun.
I mean, potentially. Right? I think the reason why I say that is because, like, this gives you the resupply to then do your After You. So, like, if you're desperate enough for it, you can play this out, do the After You, and then if you're doing the Turun stuff with giving so many resupplies away, you always have something where you can just After You.
Mm-hmm. Now we're going to go to a fun one that I like. Who is she?
Who is she?
I don't know.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about who's in the Infirmary. Because, first off, that's an Izmir nurse. So
it's not the Izmir nurse, though.
No, but it is like the same. It has like the same style of like garb. I think. Like you look at like the hat and stuff. I think it's an Izmir nurse.
It's slightly different, but it has to be a nurse since they're in the infirmary.
Yeah, something.
But I wonder who's there. You're right.
I'm worried. I'm worried that this is like the Admiral or something, because technically we don't know what the Admiral looks like.
Oof. Some conspiracy theories coming in.
Dude, I am the biggest I am the conspiracy theorist of all time.
The government's out to get
me?
you, man. The government is out to get you.
Listen, the Asgarthan papers are out to get me. They're putting out pieces on me that are not true. Use your brains, people. Sorry, right. Sheeple.
All right, so that's I like that. I like that play on words, sheeple. Love it. All right, I actually picked the Nouse. This is a landmark permanent.
This is great.
I picked the common. The rare is way better, but I chose the common, which is tough one. At noon, draw a card, then create 2 mana seed tokens in your landmarks. The rare is 8/8 for the same thing, but it also has an arrow effect. Target expedition can't move forward this day. The reason why I think the 8/1 has got value is if they've played enough out there on one side of the board, you can basically negate that for this turn.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the funniest part about this is?
Mm-hmm.
Is that if you have a Nadir deck that you're going up against, it shuts down Nadir.
Yeah.
With Western Wind and Cable Car and anything like that, it shuts it down.
So imagine they've already gone, like with a card that they play that basically move backwards and then move forward at the end of the day. They can't. They just move backwards. Ouch.
Eris.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
I chose the common because I think for 6 resources, it gives you a lot of value, even if you have to take a day off.
Oh, agreed.
That assumes you're not playing a very rapid deck.
Yes. Yeah, this would be great with the... who are we talking about that lets you ramp in this deck for Muna?
There's a lot. You mean the Rika
specifically the ramp, like ramping with like putting an extra mana orb.
Mm-hmm. Rika Tradesman.
Yes, that one. This is going to be great in that deck. Like if you can constantly keep playing it out, that's going to be great. I think this is going to be really funny though, because This specifically scares me because it doesn't say at dusk. So that means like any movement is stopped.
Yep.
Which is
this
so
day,
good.
Anytime during the day.
It is so good. So yeah, I like the rare, but I do think you are right. I think the common is great, and not even good. It is great enough as is.
Yeah. Now, once
and
again,
it gives
you have to have a
tough
deck
one.
built for it. It's not for everything because it does cost 6.
Correct.
But now we're up to our last card. We're up to the end.
Oh, I was wrong. The Urbex.
Yeah, the Urbex Special, it doesn't look like, but from a shorts perspective, it may be the goal in the net.
Maybe I was thinking about the Lyra common. You know what? You talk about Urbex. I'm gonna look at the common because I think the common one has a beret.
We're going to find out. So Urbex Specialist is a 3/2 character, Adventurer, 0/3/0. This is the only card in my mind that is actually tailored for Rin in terms of a character. If I'm in forest, my forest, mountain, and water are equal to my highest statistic. So in this case, it's a 3/3/3 rather than 0/3/0. But if it's not in forest, when played from anywhere, I gain 1 boost. So it would be a 1/4/1. In this case, it's either a 1/4/1 or a 3/3/3. Not bad at all. I think it has got some value, some use. It once again more for Rin than it is for anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But then
fun
again,
fact.
Go ahead.
The common does have a beret.
So you think it might be?
I think it might be Urbex. Yeah.
But then that takes us to the end. Take us through your 5, and which one do you like the most? But before that, Nick, is there anything else you wanted to say?
Yes, I did want to actually. This is great for Persephone deck.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that cares about forest. So that's the difference. Is that Rin can technically, specifically focus just on forest and still be impactful in the game, right?
Rin is strong right now, man.
Yes, it's wild. The difference is that in Lyra, you have to focus on forest and mountain for this to be good. Because anywhere else, and it's just like if you try and focus on water, it's not going to be good.
But I'll say it's a very, very strong card, even if you're not. If you're trying to progress in mountain, 3 resources for 4 in mountain, still good.
Well, here's the thing: it doesn't matter because in Lyra, it's in contact. It's not in forest, so it doesn't even matter where you play it. So technically, this is good for any Lyra deck that cares about Nadir. So
yes, but
anyway.
We're talking about Muna. So in Muna, it's red.
Yeah, this is a Rin card.
Yeah. All right, take us through your top 5.
Dapung. Oh, man, Dapung is so good. Dapung, Milady de Winter, Muna Botanist, Reika Gatherer, and the Embassy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Which one do you choose?
You know, call me crazy. I'm going to pick the Embassy.
Nice. Good job. I like
the Embassy is basically Arjun for 2 rune.
Yeah, so for me, it was between your Dapang and Muna Botanist. But I think I'm going to go for Muna Botanist as my choice for you.
And for me, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the problem. All of these cards are... okay, that's not true. Milady the Winter, again, I picked this because of the potential of this card. I think we're going to start seeing some stuff where the potential of this card is not yet realized. So that is my far sight, my prophetic speech coming out. I think
we'll have to bring it back in a couple of months to see what's happening.
Yeah, we'll have to see because, again, I think we're going to start seeing some stuff with expedition tokens, like expedition permanent tokens. So, but yeah. But that being said, though, Reika Gatherer, I think it's going to ruin some people's days. Genuinely, I think it will.
It could. If you're able to anchor it, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. So I think you're going to start seeing Reika Gatherer start going into a lot of Argent decks.
All right. On my side, I have the rare Depang, the rare Flore Fuming Gardener, the common Muna Botanist, the common Newton's Law, and the common The Naus. And for me, I'm actually going to go for Flore Fuming Gardener. I think the value you get out of this for 3 resources is fantastic. Exhausting a card, exhausting a permanent, and exhausting a card in reserve. I think most decks nowadays, especially with what's coming out from this set and what came out in Skybound Odyssey, are going to have permanents. So there's going to be very few opponents that you won't get this benefit from.
Yeah. I think for yours, I think I have to pick Naus.
The Naus?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just, it genuinely is so good.
Yeah. It's a specific build, but I think it's fantastic if you can get it out.
Yeah. And the fact that it itself has tough 1, like, It's because, again, it's kind of like Spindle. Spindle has tough on it. Nalos has tough on it.
No, Spindle doesn't.
The rare Spindle does.
No, it gives tough to your
cards,
that's
right.
But it doesn't have tough itself.
No, you're right. I think this is the first permanent that we've had that has tough on it.
No, there is the Ordis one that everyone complained about for a very long time. The one that allows you to move forward at noon.
Wait a minute. Really? Grand Endeavor had tough?
Yeah, the rare.
Oh.
I used to get so much hate because they'd like, that card is so unfair, and that's tough too.
Yeah. Maybe that's why, because I never played Grand Endeavor. I was like, there's no point in playing this.
Oh, man, I used to win so many games because of it. That's when I was back at my top 25 days, right?
Oh, yeah, I believe it. But I don't know. I think Naos with the tough one and the fact that you're just getting so much resource for it.
This so much value. If you can get this out by day 3, so day 3 is 5 mana. If you can get it on day 3 because you've had a discount, you're more than likely going to be able to play it 2 days, especially if you're playing second on day 3, because they won't have enough removal. They would have played a 1 or a 2 cost, and then they don't have enough to be able to pay through the tough one.
Yeah. And honestly, paying 4 off of a license removal for it, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot.
That's where I think people won't be able to. And then the next day, you've already got your draw a card, you've created 2 mana seeds, and now you're way on top, even if they try to remove it.
Yeah.
All right, that does get us to our end, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've made it through.
Oh, brother. Moon has gotten scary.
2 more to go.
Dude, I'm so excited for the rest. This set has been so good so far.
Yeah, this whole Greenpeace deck is going to be fantastic. And also
Greenpeace.
It is. This is Greenpeace, man. Soon there'll be scuttling some ships as well while we're at it.
That's really good.
Good old Rainbow Warrior.
No, this is Captain Planet deck.
I think I really like what they're doing with Muna, and it's really moving away from the tried and tested anchor deck. They're still giving it some love, but there's a whole bunch more you can do.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody remembers back whenever, I can't remember what set it was, but Chili was like, heart.
Yeah, that's right. I remember Captain Planet.
It still makes me laugh so much. It was so good.
It's because you mentioned Captain Planet, and that's
so like every time I think about Captain, this is gonna be the new Captain Planet deck, and just Chili going heart.
There you go, buddy. All right, on that one though.
Oh my gosh, I need a nap.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope everybody has enjoyed these. Like I said, we have got 2 left. Izmir and Ordis are the last 2. I hope everybody's ready to see my favorite art of this entire set, basically. Ooh. Or one, it's like top 3. My top 3 favorite arts in Ordis.
I'm excited
but
to see
until
which one
then,
it is.
Yeah, you're going to find out. So, everybody, thank you so much. And until then, we will absolutely see you on the next one.
Hasta luego.
Ciao.